Good evening, and I welcome you, students. Very important topic is on the screen. You are so much familiar with the applications, the uses of electricity. In fact, I would not be teaching you without electricity. You are aware of this, that I am connected with you, students, and you are able to listen to me. My laptop is on through an electricity is already on, students. So you are aware of this electricity. What I am trying to say, students, that we are already aware of this electricity. So at your home, the fans are running, the ACs are running, students, the electrical machines are working, and you have seen your electric bulbs, tubes, everything, whatever you are, student, using, they are all the results of this electricity. Am I right or wrong? Tell you, this is the most convenient and controllable form of energy. What you can say? It is the most convenient and controllable, student, controlled form of energy. Controlled form of energy. Tell me, am I right?
Yes, sir.
There are different forms of energy. You are aware of that. But electricity is one of the best and most convenient form of energy. You have seen electric wires outside your home, students. That electricity is coming to your homes, and then you are switching on your lights, you are switching on your fans, your ACs, your electric motors, your um, uh, mixies, grinders, microwaves, everything you are doing, students, washing machines, they are working, your TV, electronics, laptops, everything needs, students, electricity. So this is very important. But electricity is also being converted prepared by different methods. Thermal plants are there, nuclear plants are there. You are aware of Bagala Dam, where waterfall is taking place, electricity is being produced. So they can be considered as a secondary source of energy. Secondary source of energy. Why did I say secondary source of energy, students? Because it is being produced from many other forms of energy, like chemical reactions, thermal plants, which I said, nuclear, all this, they are also converting different forms of energies into electrical energy, because it is controlled, it is convenient, it can be easily transmitted from one point to another point, as you have seen the electric wires. Therefore, student, it becomes necessary to understand what is electricity after all, what is the source of electricity, why the electricity is generated, what are the particles which are responsible for electricity. And I think by now the students are already aware that electricity is a movement of electrons between the atoms. So here is a simple definition which I have given students. What I am trying to say, that that there is some movement of charge which is taking place, movement of charge. Now you are aware what is the charge, what is the source of the charge, students. Everything is made up of atoms. Every matter is made up of atoms. Am I right or wrong? Tell me, small particles.
Yes,
And
sir.
these atoms are made up of even smaller particles, which you already know, student. What are these subatomic particles? What are the subatomic particles which make up the atom, students? You are aware of protons, you are aware of neutrons, and you are aware of electron. Tell me, are we right or wrong, students? ठीक
Yes,
है?
sir. That's right.
So there are these subatomic particles which are present inside the atom, students. The important point to note is that these protons and neutrons, they are present inside the nucleus of the atom. They are present inside the nucleus of the atom. Tell me, am I right?
Yes, sir.
And the forces which are holding these particles are called nuclear forces. They are very strong. And these protons and electrons, they are of opposite charges. They have opposite charges. There are charges, student, what we are talking, that neutron is neutral, but protons, we say that these protons are positively charged particles. They are positively charged particles. So there are charged particles inside the atom. And electrons are, students, and what you are talking about, the electrons, these electrons are, students, your electrons are negatively charged particles. Electrons are negatively charged particles. So there are charged particles which are present inside the atom, and these are the particles which are responsible for the current or electricity, students. In other words, as I said, the movement of electrons, when electrons start moving, student, in a conductor like copper, silver, gold, iron, these are metal, students, which have loose electrons. These electrons can start moving when we will apply a potential difference. So the movement of electrons, in the case of the metal, is the reason for the electricity. So we know about it, but what is the important point, student? Here I have shown here. This is our nucleus. The nucleus contains protons and neutrons. The forces which are holding these particles are very, very strong. And in outside this, there are shells, students, which we studied when we talked of the structure of the atom. And inside the shells, you have electrons. There are inner shells and there are outer shells. In the inner shells, you can see we told you in the first shell only two electrons are possible, which is n equal to 1, or k shell, we told you. So after that there are more shells, and the electrons which are present in the inner shells are very tightly held by the nucleus which is positively charged. Only the electrons which are present in the outermost shell, which we call as the valence shell, student, they can be easily removed. These electrons are easier to remove. If some energy will be supplied, they will remove, or they can be moved, student. They can move from one point to another point. Therefore, it is clear, students, that these electrons which are present in the outer shell, the electrons in an atom's outermost shell, I'm saying, okay, they do not have strong attractive forces. So the forces of attraction are not very strong in those where the outermost. So what we already know, student, that the outermost shells, outermost shells inside the atom, these electrons are not that strongly attracted by the nucleus. So these electrons are loose, students, and they can shift. They can shift, they can move, student. And once they shift, move from one atom to another, one atom to another, student, what will happen? They will be responsible. These shifting electrons will produce electricity. They will produce electricity.
Electricity.
Okay. So those electrons, if I say iron is there, copper is there, students, what happens in these? If you say this is a conductor, this is a conductor, then you are saying there are copper ions, and inside this, student, there are copper atoms, copper atoms, copper atoms, and inside this there are electrons, student, which are loose, which are present in the outermost shell. These can shift from one atom to another, one atom to another, student. And the movement of these electrons is what we call as electric current, student. So electricity is the movement of electrons between the atoms. In the case of the metals, these are metals. The metals, have electrons which are loose, and they can just with slight energy they will start moving. So these shifting electrons produce electricity. So we understand today that the electricity is the result of the movement of charged particles. Student, charged particles can be positive or negative, but since positive charges are strongly held up by the nucleus, so in the case of the metals, the electricity is due to the movement of the electrons. Is it clear? Movement of electrons between the atoms. Clear, students? So we today know that whenever electrons will move, students, they can produce electricity. But there are two types of electricity. You are aware there is a static electricity, students, which exists in nature. You have seen many times lightning. You have seen lightning. The two clouds come together, they collide, rain falls, and electrification. You see electric electricity, light, and heat energy being produced, students, when a lot of when clouds are colliding. Have you seen lightning, student? Lightning? Tell me, have you seen lightning? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Lightning, and there is a electricity in the lightning. That means clouds have got charges, students. These charges, and they are producing electricity. Even you have seen so much heat and energy is produced. You have seen examples of the lightning falling on certain village and the village being wiped out, many casualties and deaths. And in outside on the top of the building, you see there is a charger which can absorb these electrical charges. So sometimes, students, you experience a shock when you are touched by an object. Did you ever experience, for example, अचानक, all of a sudden you come out of your car and you touch the door, all of a sudden you get a shock, or you touch any object all of a sudden, some metal object you touch, oh, you get a shock. Did you ever experience in your life?
Yes, sir.
Where did you experience this shock? कहाँ देखा आपने ऐसा शौक? देखो, आपकी अब कारों से भी कई बार टच करते हैं, और कोई आप किसी भी बॉडी को एकदम टच करते हैं, ऐसा लगता है कुछ शौक सा लगा। तो व्हाट इज द स्टोरी? What happens, students? These loose electrons are jumping from that to you, students, and you get a shock. These electrons. So there is a bundle of electrons which are just falling on you from that object, because these electrons were loose, students. You have seen, take a balloon, rub the balloon with a some cloth, student, it sticks on the wall. That means some electrification is taking place. What is electrification? These are the electrons, students, which can be easily lost. As you have seen, the outermost electrons in the shell are loose. So you take a comb, you comb your hair. What happens, students? You will see that if you remove the comb, the hair start getting vertically, or they start repelling each other. बाल खड़े हो जाते हैं, स्टूडेंट्स। आपने कभी एक्सपीरियंस किया? क्यों खड़े हो गए बाल? कॉम्ब किया बहुत तेजी से, और उसके अंदर क्या हुआ कि इलेक्ट्रॉन्स फ्लो फ्रॉम द कॉम्ब टू द plastic to the hair, and these electrons are negatively charged, they will repel each other. You will see the these hairs, they start repelling and they stand up. All these are some of the examples of the static electricity which I'm talking, which you have experienced, students, that these electric shocks which you are experiencing, there is a flow of bundle of electrons from one object to the other object, students. And you have seen, you have a glass rod with a wool, and it's small pieces of paper stick to it, students. So these are all examples of electrification of the objects. How the electrification of the object, what I am talking is the electrification of the objects, students. The question is how the electrification of the objects take place, student. How the electrification of the objects take place, student. This is an important question, that why should the objects be electrified? Why the object should be electrified, student? Because the electrons, students, they are shifting, student, from one object to the other object. The object which has loosely bound electrons, the electrons, students, are shifting or jumping. Where they are going, student? From one object to other object. So that object will become negatively charged, and therefore it will show some electrical effects which we are experiencing. Is it clear that there are some static types of electricities which we experience, students? So now we are saying, student, that what constitutes student electricity? What I'm trying to say, what constitutes electricity, student? The flow of charge, and the charge which we are talking here is the flow of electrons, in the metals. Like copper wires are there, You know that copper wires at your homes, at your home, student, at your home, inside your home, you have seen there is a wiring which are made up of copper, and on the top of that there is a insulation. So these copper wires have got electrons, but the electrons are what we call as metallic wires. Copper wire, they are metallic wires. What are these?
Metallic wires.
Metallic wires, because metals have loose electrons. You are saying they have loose electrons which can shift, which can move, student. But the question is, if I put a wire like this, copper wire, if this supposing is a copper wire, does it has any current? If you touch it, nothing. There are electrons, but they are not moving. They are not moving, students. There's no effect till now. But then what should be done in order to move these electrons? When these electrons will start moving, student, when these electrons will start moving from one point to another point, then what will happen? We will get electricity. So but you see, can it flow by itself? You know, you have seen air, winds flowing. We have studied also in ninth class the flow of winds from higher pressure. You have seen air currents. Did we talk of air currents, students?
Yes, sir.
They flow from, air flows from higher pressure to, it flows from higher pressure to lower pressure. So it creates a air current, that is called air current. So this is a air current. If I say water current, student, what is water current? I say there is a current of water. That means water flows from higher height to lower height. Have you seen from mountains, the water is falling, student. Water is falling in the mountains. What water is flowing from, this is higher pressure to lower pressure. So this is at a higher height. Your water tank is at a higher height. So this waterfall, student, you have seen waterfalls. So water is flowing from higher height to lower height. So there is a pressure difference. There is a pressure difference. And if you are saying charge will flow, and charge will flow only from, charge will flow, student, will flow from higher electric potential, higher electric potential to lower electric potential. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Therefore, students, if we want that there should be movement of electrons in this wire, we must create an electric potential. There should be a higher pressure at one point, there should be lower pressure at the other point. Then only the flow of charge, the flow of electric charge will take place. Okay? So we say that when charge will flow in the this metallic wire, student, then there will be an electric current. There will be an electric current. So electric current in the conductor will only begin when we will have a potential difference, when we will have electric potential between the 2 points, students. And what we do, student, for this we use cell. Do you know cell, student? If I connect 2 or 3 cells in series, it becomes a battery. Have you seen your torch, student? In the torch, there is a cell.
Yes, sir.
So you put cell in many torches, you put 4 cells, 2 cells. So they, because one cell may be weak. And when you make a connection, student, the torch, it lights up. Break the connection, light stops. So electric current flows when you make the complete connection. Complete connection. Then what happens at one point, student, the electric potential is more. You have seen there are two terminals which are written minus and plus, minus and plus. Students, you may have seen in a cell, student, they write minus and plus. Have you seen? If I have a cell, student, they represent, this is a positive and a negative. Positive and a negative. You have seen that there are two
Yes,
terminals,
sir.
student. There are two terminals. One is positive, other is negative. ठीक है? When you make a connection, student, of any cell, if this is a cell, supposing you are saying there are two, positive and negative, positive and negative. So that is a electric potential difference. Student, negative means the electric potential is higher. The electrons will move from higher potential to lower potential. Water will fall from higher height to lower height. Heat will flow from higher temperature to lower temperature. Air will move from higher pressure to lower pressure. So there, where there is a high electric uh, field, student, high electric potential, from that point the electrons will start moving. And supposing I say that electrons are moving in this direction, student, these are the charged particles, these are the charged particle which I am saying electrons, student, inside this they are moving. So when they will move, student, when you will put up what you are saying, this is my negative and this is my positive, student. When I put a cell, so you have taken and applied a cell, the electrons start moving. And students, conventionally the direction of the current is considered as opposite to the direction of the flow of the electron. It is a convention, student, convention. Actually, in earlier it was thought that the current is due to movement of positively charged particles. They said positively charged particles are moving, so current. So they gave the direction. But you have seen that positive charge cannot move because it is very strongly held up inside the nucleus, protons. Protons are positively charged. What moves is, students, the negative charge, which are the electrons of the outermost loose valence shell of the metals. Just you give some energy, it will start moving. So you apply a potential difference, these electrons will move from one to other, and in a very fast, as soon as you switch on, students, bulb is on. Does it take time for your bulb to be on? Immediate switch on, fan runs. So that is, a speed is so fast, student, very high speed, faster than even the velocity of light. It immediately works. See how it happens, that we will study in later chapters. But we know the electrons are drifting from one atom to other, and just like that, the once the electrons start moving, students, you get electric current. As soon as you complete a circuit, the torch bulb is glowing. Break the circuit, it stops, student. So there we can say that there is a switch in all the appliances. Switch, student. You are aware of the switch. You are using a switch, student. Can you see the switch? What I am trying to say, student? This switch, when
Yes,
you
sir.
close it, the circuit becomes complete. Electric current flows. Break it, it stops working. So the convention is the direction of the current is opposite to direction of current is taken as opposite to direction of flow of electrons. Direction of flow of electrons. It is a convention only, because earlier, as I said, they thought the current is due to the flow of the positive charge. Flow of the positive charge. So we are aware now. Basically, what I am trying to say, students, electricity is a phenomena associated with stationary or moving electric charges. Electric charge is a fundamental property of matter and is borne by elementary particles. In electricity, particle involved with the electron, which carries a charge designated by convention as negative. Thus, the various manifestations of electricity are the result of accumulation or motion of the number of electrons. As I said, there are two types of charges: positive and negative charges, student. These are the electrons. These are the electrons, student. If I draw a line, they are moving, student. And as they will move, student, in metallic conductors, student, as they will move, what will happen? We will get electricity or electric current. What do you get? Electric current, due to movement of these electrons, due to movement of the electrons which are negatively charged, students. So it is one of the most important invention in our lives. There are two types of electricity. We told you static electricity generated by rubbing two or more objects. You rub two objects, student, your hand rubs with a car body and all of a sudden you get a shock, student. As I told you, you are rubbing a rod, ebonite rod with a glass rod with a silk, and it starts sticking small pieces of paper, students. So these are showing that by rubbing the two objects, what is happening, students? The electrons are moving from one object to the other, and one of the objects become negatively charged, and therefore it becomes electrical charged, and then shows the properties of electricity. So this is generated by electrical charge through a conductor. Current electricity which we are using in our home, we are using current electricity is generated by the it is generated by the flow of electrical charge through a conductor across an electric field. So for electrons to move, we say that we have to apply an electric potential. How do you apply the electric potential? By from external source, from outside, by using cell. So you have to use a cell. And what is a battery? Or a battery, what I am talking, battery is when cells are connected in series, two or more cells connected in series. Okay, they will become battery. You have something like this. One cell, two cell, three, four. These are cells, student. Cells, one, two, three, four. They are connected in series. As you can see, they are connected in series, these cells. So you have minus, plus, this is minus, plus, minus, plus, this is minus, then this is plus. So we can connect two or three cells. They will, if it is 2 volt, then three cells, six. So these are going to provide potential difference between the 2 points, so that the movement of electron will start, and you will be able to generate an electric current or electricity. So by now, student, we are aware of what the electricity is. Now, what is electric current, student? Just as we said, there is a current of the water when water flows at a very high speed, student. So how do we say what is electric current, student? What do you mean by current? Current means rate of flow. Rate of flow. When I say what is the current of the water, you say what is the rate of flow of water? That the water is flowing at a very fast speed here. And when I say supposing these are the electrons, and when they will start moving, student, these electrons are moving, there will be electric current. Supposing I draw a line here, and I find in 1 second how many electrons will move from this line in 1 second. The larger the number of electrons which will flow in 1 second, the greater will be what we say the rate of flow of electric charge is what we call as electric current. The greater will be the electric current, student. Clear? So electric current means how many electrons will pass through a particular point in 1 second. That is the rate of the flow of the charge, student. If I say Q is the charge, Q is the charge, student, which flows in 1 second in time t. If Q is a charge which flows in time t seconds, in time t seconds, if Q charge flows in time t seconds, then what will be the current, student? Current is represented by a symbol I. I is a symbol of current. Q is a symbol of charge. T is a symbol of time. Current, electric current is the rate of flow of electric charge, or the amount of charge flowing through a particular area in a unit time. This is our area, supposing that in unit time, how many electrons will pass through this, students? How much charge will pass through this? So in reality, electric current is flow of negative charges, particles called electrons. These flow from negative terminal of the battery to the positive terminal. We have shown you higher electric potential to lower means the negative terminal of the battery is there, which has higher potential. Positive terminal of the battery has a lower potential. So electrons will move from negative to the positive side. Clear? So students, if Q is the net charge which flows, ठीक है, across any cross section, across any cross section, ठीक है, ठीक है, in a conductor in time t, t is the time, t is the time in seconds, so students, then what will be the current? Then I current is equal to Q by T. This is the formula of the current. Charge flowing per unit time across a particular cross section, charge flowing per unit time will be the current. So this becomes the formula of the current, student. I is equal to Q by T. Clear? Right? So electrons are flowing. Each electron has a charge. Each electron has a charge, student. So the I is the, what are the SI units? The SI unit of charge Q is coulombs. These are the coulombs, students. And what are the SI unit of time? Seconds. And what are the SI unit of current? Amperes. In the honor of a scientist, Ampere, student. So 1775, 1836, student, the French scientist known as Ampere was honored by this. So because he has made an ammeter which can measure the current, ammeter. Now 1 ampere means what then, student? I is equal to Q by T. This is in coulombs. If I say 1 coulomb, and I say 1 second, then this will be how much? 1 ampere. This will be 1 ampere, student. 1 ampere is the current, which means when 1 coulomb of charge, 1 coulomb of charge flows from, student, in 1 second. When 1 coulomb of charge, student, flows per second, then it will be equal to 1 ampere. It will be equal to 1 ampere. 1 coulomb of charge when flows in 1 second. And you know what is the charge of 1 electron, students? Charge of 1 electron is how much? We already know the value of the charge of the 1 electron, which was calculated, student, 1.6 into 10 minus 19 coulombs. So if I want to calculate how many electrons will be there, how many electrons will be there, students, in 1 coulomb charge, 1C, 1 coulomb charge, that will be equal to 1 by 1.6 into 10 minus 19, students. What will be the answer then? If I take this, will be 10 power 19. It will go up. Then what it will become? I can write it as 10 power 19 divided by 1.6. I may write it 10 by 1.6 into 10 power 18 electrons. How much will that come, students? We can calculate the value of that. How many electrons will be there? How many electrons? 10 by 1.6 into 10 power 18 electrons. If 2 5 then 1.6, it will be something like 6 point something. So 6 point something, students, 6 8 around, I can say 6 into 10 power 18 electrons in 1 coulomb of charge. 1 coulomb of charge will have so many electrons. If you are saying 1 coulomb of current is flowing in 1 second, that means so many electrons are transmitted in 1 second. So many electrons are moving in 1 second. Student, how many? 6 into 10 power 18. That's quite a large number of electrons. See how many electrons are there in 1 coulomb? 6 into 10 power 18 electrons. 6 into, this is a very, very large number of electrons, students. So many times we use a unit smaller than this. So I say that 1 ampere is equal to 1 coulomb, okay, in 1 second. 1 coulomb in 1 second. And a smaller unit is used, milliamperes. What is this called, student? Milliampere. What is the meaning of milli? 10 minus 3 ampere. 10 minus 3 ampere, student. Which means 1 by 1000 of a ampere. Because that is a smaller value of the current. Because you have seen how many electrons are there in 1 coulomb. Large number of electrons are there. And sometimes we use microampere. What is microampere, students? 10 minus 6 ampere. 10 minus 6, student. So these are some of the smaller units which are in use. And question was, which is an instrument which measures the electric current? Another thing, the instrument which measures electric current is called ammeter. What is that name of that? Ammeter. Meter. Ammeter, student. So ammeter A. Ammeter is the instrument, student. So which is there, an ammeter and a plug in, electric current flows in the circuit. Okay? So ammeter is used and is always connected in series. These are the points, student, which become question in the paper. Note down. Ammeter is always connected in series. Note down. Very important point, students. Very important points which I'm talking about, that ammeter is the instrument, student, and ammeter is always connected in series. This question has been asked in the paper. This formula is very important. SI units, these are the SI units, students, and how many electrons are flowing, all this you must note down. Student, note down. This you must note down. Before I go further, note down everything. This is very, very important, students. Very important. Any doubt up to now, students?
No, sir.
What is current? What is electricity? Static electricity, we told you, uh, which we already experienced, students, and the flow of electrons will be the reason for the electric current in the metallic conductors. But we have to have electric potential for the flow of the electrons. So we need cell battery from external source, students, to start the flow of these electrons or electric current. So we told you that, students, you came to understand that electric current is due to flow of electrons. ठीक है? In a metallic conductor. In a metallic conductor. ठीक है? One point, student. You second, what I'm saying, student, that we have shown you, when you want to create an electric current, students, you have to have an electric potential. There should be a potential difference, student. Then only electrons will move. Unless there is a potential difference, electrons will not move, students. So we need a device, student, which gives energy to the charged particles, energy to electrons, ठीक है, to move, student, or to create a current. just as we told you, cell student, or a battery, or a generator. So that will create student an electric potential difference. An electron will move, as I said, you have seen, from a negative terminal of the battery to the positive terminal. Electron will move. Electron will move from. Electrons will move from negative of the battery to the positive terminal. ठीक है? Further, what we told you, the direction of current is opposite to direction of flow of electrons. Why? It is a convention. By convention, they assumed it because earlier they thought the current is due to the movement of positive charge. Therefore, students, in order to create a current, we have to create an electric circuit path. So what we need is you need electric circuit path. ठीक है? Electric circuit path is required, students, in order. ठीक है? Electric circuit path will be required for transmitting the electric current. For transmitting the electric current. You want to move the current, then you will need some type of a cell, electric bulb, ammeter, or plug, so that you create an electric circuit. You will need a path in which the electrons will move, student. Then only you will get a current and you will be able to use it. If you want to light up a bulb, or you want to run a fan, or you want to run a motor, you want to run your mixie grinder or your washing machine, you will need an electric circuit path. Yes or no? So what we need is, student, electric circuit path is required. What is required, student? Electric circuit path is required. Therefore, students, this is what we call as, student, that in order for this to happen, student, we will need a circuit. We will need a circuit. So we will need electric circuit path for transmitting electric current. An electric circuit includes a device that gives energy to charged particles, which will constitute current, such as battery or generator. Devices that use the current, such as lamps, electric motors, or computers, and connecting wires or transmission wires. And there will be a plug or a key to start and to start and stop. Plug is switched on, off. Switch, what we call as a switch. You have switch on and off. Do you have on and off switch? On off switch will be there, student. You will break the circuit. These are the points. This is the point. If I join it, the circuit complete. If I open it, circuit broken. So you will need a switch on off arrangement, student. On off arrangement, in order to have the current movement. Okay? So this is what we call as an electric circuit. So what is an electric circuit, student? A path for transmitting electric current. Electric circuit is nothing but a path for transmitting electric current. And what it will contain, student? Here we have shown a schematic diagram of electric circuit comprising of, you can see this is a battery, plus minus. Can you see? Tell me. Two cells are joined, therefore it becomes a battery. And this is the wire. What are these? Electrical wires. Electrical wires. What type of wires you are using? Supposing copper wire you are using. At home also you are using copper wires. What is this? This is a key. This is your switch where you can plug the key. If I plug the key, student, this is a key. You have something like this. You put this inside, what will happen? Plug the key, you open it, the circuit is broken. Close it, circuit complete. Open, you can have open, just I told you, like this. Open, close the switch. This is closed. Circuit complete, circuit broken. Okay? This circuit complete, circuit broken. Can you see? Here we can put the key. This is ammeter. What is ammeter, student? It can measure the current. The instrument which measure the current is ammeter. Okay? So I plug the key. What will happen? The current electrons will flow from negative. Electrons will flow from negative to positive, but current direction, this is the direction of the current I. Opposite to the direction, this I. This is my bulb. You can put bulb, tube, or anything, fan, because this is the lamps or electric motors or computers. And this is how the current is flowing, student. And this circuit is complete when I plug it, and this bulb will glow, bulb will light up. Or right now I'm using a laptop, student. There also you have seen that my laptop is connected by a circuit. This is a circuit, student. I will plug this in my laptop. The circuit is complete. I will get current. Remove it. It is broken. It is broken. So there is a switch, student. There is a switch. This is what we call as electric circuit. Electric circuit, students. Here, for example, this is our battery, negative, positive, negative, positive. This is a switch on off, and this is a bulb. As soon as I switch is on, connect, bulb will glow. Switch off, bulb will not glow. So this becomes a closed path. This becomes open. So open and closed switch. Switch can be closed or switch can be open. This is what we mean by, student. This is what we mean by an electric circuit. Clear? Tell me, any doubt?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Very good. For example, student, a question is coming. A current of 0.5 ampere is drawn by a filament of an electric bulb for 10 minutes. As in this, we have shown this. There is a bulb, student. This is a battery. So from the battery, electrons will flow. When electrons will flow from negative to positive, the current direction is taken as opposite to that. A current of 0.5 ampere is drawn by a filament. This as a filament which is drawing a current of 0.5 amperes. I is equal to 0.5 ampere, student, for 10 minutes. Time is 10 minutes, students. He says, find the amount of electric charge that flows through the circuit. What you have to find out, student? Q, the charge which is flowing through the circuit. What is the formula of the current? We told you, student, I is equal to Q by T. What is current? The charge flowing per unit time. Then what will be Q, student? I into T. But time should be in seconds per SI units. What are SI units, student? Time should be in seconds. 10 into 60, how much? 600 seconds, students. Then what will be the value of the charge? 0.5 amperes. 0.5 amperes into 600 seconds. So what is the answer coming then? 10. So what you get? 300 ampere per second is equal to 300 coulombs. 300 coulombs. So what is the answer, students? Q is equal to 300 coulombs. And we have already told you 1 coulomb has how many electrons? We have just calculated very large number of electrons. So in this case, student, when the bulb is glowing, and how much charge is flowing through it? 300 coulombs of charge is flowing through the filament of the bulb. Clear?
Yes, sir.
All right, then I stop at this point. This is the first part of electricity. We will continue with the next part of it in our next class. And I thank you and take care. Stay at home, and we will see you in our next class. Okay. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.
How did you like it? How was it? You got it, everything? All right.